Hey guys, it's Matt Bartram from Warrior Fitness and Health, and in this short vlog I want to talk to you about my most common conversation I have with my clients and my Warrior boot campers. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's going to be something to do with fitness, it's going to be something to do with nutrition, it's going to be something to do with inches or losing fat off this area, or which is the best exercise for this, or how much cardio should I be doing. Wrong. My most common conversation I'm having with clients and Warrior boot campers, and I have been for years, is all around competing or comparing to other people. And the conversation usually starts off by this: oh, I wish I could be as fit as that person. I wish my legs looked as good as that person. It doesn't matter what I seem to do, I can never run as fast as this person. So I've done previous vlogs on this, on comparing and competing to others. And you would probably heard me say the phrase that if you're comparing yourself to somebody else, it's the equivalent of comparing a fish to a bird. But I want to expand on this a little bit, because I need to drive this point home. So I've tried to come up with roughly about 8 reasons why you should never compare yourself to somebody else, or you should never be competing with somebody else. So firstly, let's use the example that you are exactly the same age as somebody else. You grew up in the same town as somebody else. You went to the same school as somebody else. You grew up in exactly the same area as somebody else. Your family's demographics, financial situation, while you were being brought up, were exactly the same as somebody else. So at least we've got a similar comparison to comparison. Let's have a look at some of the major differences that are going to kick in. Firstly, you are going to have very different genetics to the person you're comparing yourself to. You may be the same gender, but you're going to have different bone mass, muscle mass, fat weight mass, hormone profile, gland profile, brain cell makeup. Genetically, you are going to be very different to the person that you are comparing yourself to. So that is number one reason why you shouldn't be comparing you to somebody else, because you're a fish, they're a bird, they're very different. Right. In psychological terms, the majority of your thoughts, values and beliefs and your feelings are moulded and shaped by the age of 7. So the influential people in your life up until the age of 7, that may be mom, dad, grandparents, significant carers, significant teachers, significant people in the community that have all had an impact on your psychological makeup up until the age of 7. They are influencing your values and your beliefs moving forward in life. Now, your values and beliefs aren't fully made up by the age of 7, but they estimate about 80% are. So you could have a very different set of values and beliefs to the person that you're comparing to. So that's nothing to do with genetics. It's just been absorbed in the old big head sponge up until the age of 7. Right, the rule of 5. Now, you may have heard this. Your circle of friends, your family, your work colleagues, the people that you spend the most time with, the 5 most people you spend the most time with, you will end up becoming a little bit like them. It's called social contagion. You're going to use very similar language to them. You probably don't realise, but you're going to use very similar body language to them. Your values and beliefs may end up blending with them or contrasting with them. Your family member, you know, if you've been with your partner a good while, you end up knowing what each other's going to think. You end up using similar words. You end up knowing what each other's going to do at any point of the day. So your 5 key people that you're hanging around with day in, day out, they're influencing what you do. Now, the person that you're comparing yourself to, they've got a different set of 5 friends. So they're going to be contaminated or social contagion by them. So you can't compare yourself to them, because they've got different influences coming into them and you've got different influences coming into you. All right. Reason number 4, your level of education. Okay. So majority of people know that exercise, well-being, nutrition and a healthy lifestyle is good for them. Some people have just not got that level of education because they didn't buy into it at school. They don't watch any of it on social media or YouTube or Netflix or whatever their education stream is. Some people just think exercise is a complete add-on and I'm going to do something about it if I get ill. So everybody's got their own different level of education regarding health, fitness and well-being. So for the majority of my life, I've spent my time as a competitive bodybuilder and I was just in that zone. I was highly educated in that area. And that was my blinkered tunnel thinking for that period of my life while I was competing and being the best that I could be as a bodybuilder. Now, having retired from bodybuilding, I'm all about health and well-being and longevity. So I'm training differently, I'm eating differently, I'm sleeping differently. My daily routine is different. The way I'm educating myself about my body is different. So you might be comparing yourself who's on a very different journey to you. So if you're copying them, you're copying their journey. Again, it's fish to a bird stuff. Right, hormones, emotions. Hormones and emotions dictate a majority of what we do, okay? So first comes thoughts. That influences your feelings, that will then influence your behaviour. So if your thoughts and your feelings are different to the person you're comparing yourself to, your behaviour is going to be very, very different. So again, it's fish, bird. Stop comparing yourself to others. Next, your goals may be very different to them. Within my Warrior Boot Campers, I've got so many different goals. Some are fitness related, some are event related, some are body related, some are mind health related. They're not too bothered about how fit the body's getting, but they come for the social and the mental well-being and the interaction and the banter and the family support we give. So again, your goals have got to be exactly the same as somebody else is to even compare yourself in the first place. But again, time scales come into play as well. You may have exactly the same goals as somebody else, but they're training for life. You're training for 6 months holiday body or whatever it is. So again, goals, time scales, very, very different all the time. The next two actually are the two biggest influencers, what I believe. The first one is what I call real-time life changes. So we can all be training, we can be exercising, we can be eating really well, and then all of a sudden we have a family member become ill, where we need to become their significant carer. We may have children going through different ages and we need to spend loads more time being kids' taxis, or we need to help them revise, or we're helping them get ready for uni, or there's something significant goes on in life where we have to turn the exercise and the health burner down and turn this one up. So again, you may have exactly the same goals, demographic situation as somebody else, but your life is throwing you a different kind of hurdle to stop you training as much as them, eating the same as them, getting as much rest as them. So again, we've all got very different circumstances. The last one is potentially the biggest influencer ever, and that's your environment. So again, you could be the same gender, the same age, go to the same school, have the same level of education, have the same wealth as somebody else you're comparing yourself to. You may be sleeping different. You may be resting different. Your nutrition may be different. Your environment influences what you do. Again, it's called environmental contagion as opposed to social contagion about people. So there's 8 reasons there that, I mean, they're just the quick ones I've come up with. I mean, if we look at it from a biological standpoint of view, there's so many differences. Even they found with studies with identical twins, there's still big differences in thoughts, feelings, behaviour, emotions, hormone profiles based on different sets of friends that they may have and this, that and the other. So if identical twins can't even get everything matched up, the likes of you comparing yourself to someone of a similar age who works in a different place, who had different parents, you've got no chance whatsoever. So again, listen, don't compare yourselves to others. It's the equivalent of comparing a fish to a bird. The only comparison I would love you to do is to compare today's you to the you of yesterday, and hopefully you've improved a little bit. whilst aiming to be and create a better you in the future. So compare today's you to yesterday or last month's or last year's, and hopefully you've moved forward and know where you're trying to bring improvements in and know where you're heading, and do this comparison of you against you, not you against a fish, a bird, that sort of stuff. Right, end of the vlog. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you found this information valuable, please press the like button and share it. Pass it on to family, friends, whoever you like. I'm not selling anything. I'm just trying to make people as healthy as possible. If you'd like to know any more about my PT, my life coaching, my deep tissue massage, my famous warrior boot camps, please go on my website, www.personaltrainer.com, or do a Google search for Matt Bartram PT, and you're going to find links to all my work. I love you all loads, and I'll see you soon.